Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Two Geeks. He's Alex, I'm Joe, and today I've only got one question for you. Are you ready? Alex, are you ready?
Is anyone ever ready, really?
I mean, are you ready?
That actually sounded so much better than it would have done had you not been in the car.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You can tell by the pep in my step that I am all about ready for tonight.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
I mean, arguably, when this comes out, it would have been last night and tonight.
Yeah, that's true. So, I'm so excited. I know we weren't going to talk wrestling. We could talk X-Men 97 if you want to talk a little bit of that.
Do you know what? I actually haven't. I've been deliberately letting it build up so I can binge a bunch of it.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you, as Paul Heyman would say, it's not a prediction, it's a spoiler, but it's not really. All I know is I got through episode number 4.
Yeah.
No Brood. They were in the video game world, and man, did I fucking dread that whole episode. I'm sitting there like every time Jubilee was doing another level, I'm like, they're coming.
Oh shit.
No, apparently they hate the Brood as much as I do. So thank God.
Well, I'm happy for you. I'm sad for me, but I'm happy for you. So I finally was able to pick up the Marvel Legends Sabretooth Wolverine 2-pack.
Oh man, I don't have it yet.
It is like I'm deliberately not talking about the one we want to talk about, but I did not expect the Wolverine to be as good as he is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Like the legs aren't pinless, so I think they're obviously reused from something. One of the other jeans Wolverines.
Yep. Okay.
But the torso is all new. Arms and everything is new. He's got. I can't place the claws. They're not original. Like they're the same ones that you got from the Hugh Jackman Wolverine.
They have to be. They're the ones from the Xavier and Logan too.
Yeah, like that's where I think they're from. Is like the movie Wolverine, which is fine.
Those are the best claws, personally.
Yep, agreed. Although I do like the cartoon claws.
Okay, the cartoon ones are good, but I hate all the other flimsy ones.
Agreed. But the torso is wider than like the normal, and I say normal, like one of the the regular sorts they have.
Wolverines. Okay.
Yeah, the torso seems wider.
Okay.
And the ball, like he doesn't. Yes, he's got a ball jointed belly.
Yeah.
But it has almost no articulation to it. It's like there's very little movement that you can get out of it.
Yeah.
Head is great. What this has made me want though is there's a single Salvador LaRocca cover of Wolverine in jeans with his yellow costume as the shirt and a cowboy hat.
So
you know the one I mean?
Yeah, but you know what's funny? It makes me want to repaint too, because I want a simple repaint for once. I would like them to take that plaid shirt and paint it yellow and put an animated head on it, and you get animated Logan.
Yeah, this isn't even plaid. Like all they'd have to do is just paint it yellow, and you'd be good. Or even just like one of the ones with a jacket on, right? Paint the shirt yellow.
Well, Logan's shirt is plaid in the TV show.
In the TV show, yeah. The figure I have doesn't have a plaid shirt, but
that would be fine.
I mean, I'll take what I can get when it comes to that. But the Sabretooth, holy shit.
Yeah, no, he looks so good. Like, I mean, I wish I could just get him separate, because right now, believe it or not, I've got to cut down. I can tell you off camera. Yeah, I got to tell you off camera. But, or off mic. We're never on camera. I don't understand. And by the way, folks, yes, that is my ATM going.
Yeah, Joe is on the go.
I am. Yeah, it's an episode of Joe on the go.
Yep.
But yeah, no. So I mean, I want the Sabretooth, bar none. He's probably one of the top Marvel Legends that I've wanted for about, I don't know, I would say a couple of years now.
Yeah.
It's one that we should have been getting.
Oh, I agree. God, you stepped me off. I got a bunch of pre-orders came through at once for me. The Wolverine Hulk 2-pack was
patch.
So the patch and Hulk Joe Fix-It 2-pack. I got a notice. Oh, this is shipped. I'm like, oh fuck.
I know, dude. That's what Hasbro's killing you.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden Amazon like, there's no delivery date. We'll let you know when it's shipped. And I checked. I'm like, oh, that means they haven't charged me for it. That's even better.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they charge you.
Yeah, and that's fine. It gives me a bit of a breathing room, but I forgot that I'd ordered Cyclops as well from
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he is amazing. Like
I don't like that figure. I don't know. Maybe it's my problem. I saw it in the package. I didn't like it. I hate the hair.
What it is. I think it's the skin tone on the face.
I think it's the shape of the face that bothers me.
Yeah, I get why you're not a fan.
I love the blasting head. Don't get me wrong.
And I think for me, the skin tone on the face is just off a bit.
Yeah.
And the color, I love the fact that the bands are all almost sculpted onto the figure. So
I love that. Just like the VHS one.
Exactly. Like everything about it is brilliant. It's just the head sculpt, I think, is the if I had to change anything, it would be the head sculpt.
I'm telling you, the VHS one is like magnificent.
I'm sure, yeah. Yeah, that was one of those ones I couldn't justify the price for it because shipping from Hasbro Pulse to Canada was insane. Whereas I got that.
Oh, I know. And now he's gone up on the aftermarket. He's like $100 figure.
Exactly. So like I'll take this one and I can kit bash a different head on it eventually if I need to. So
yeah,
not the end of the world there. But
so speaking of kit bashing, I'm glad you said that. That's a great segue. I want the Lady Deathstrike 2-pack a lot for Lady Deathstrike. I mean, Betsy looks great. The shading and everything.
Oh, Lady Psylocke?
Lady Psylocke, right.
Yeah.
That's right, Lady Psylocke. And I want that Wolverine, believe it or not, because I want to kit bash the patch head from the 2-pack with Joe Fixit onto that Wolverine. Ooh, and I want to do Wolverine #1 cover patch.
Yeah.
Not him just in his Mandarin costume. I have no need for that. I like it as patch. To me, that always stands out as patch. That black costume with the gloves. So that's what I want.
Yeah, the only reason I'm not rushing out to get that 2-pack is I don't need Lady Psylocke.
I'm not rushing out to get it either right now.
Yeah, and I have like the earlier version of that Wolverine, and other than the 2 new heads, there's nothing in it that I need, and I'm not spending full price on a 2-pack for 2 new heads. So
yeah, fair play on that.
And yes, the costume has a lower neckline than the existing one. The existing one is just all black all over, which is not worried at all. But I think it's one of those. I'm gonna hold off on it for quite a while. I think if I have
Marvel Legends is coming out so fast and furious that like I'm really spotty and choosy now. Like the only latest pre-orders I've got going up. The only ones I've got outstanding right now from Marvel Legends is Sabretooth and Wolverine. Mm-hmm. Angel, and She-Hulk from that Iron Man retro series with Backlash.
Right.
Backlash. I mean, that's fucking... That She-Hulk is so gorgeous.
Yeah.
She's perfect John Byrne's She-Hulk. Like, I love it. I love it. That's the She-Hulk we should have got all along, Hasbro. Not that shitty She-Hulk they gave us with the ripped shirt and the ripped jeans. Like, that She-Hulk sucks.
100% agree.
But I finally got Dark Phoenix retro.
Oh,
so
nice.
She's on my shelf. Yep, I have her behind.
I didn't know you didn't have her.
I haven't had her. I've been meaning to pull the trigger on her for over and over, and then I just finally found her on Amazon and said, fuck it. So I got her for like $17.99 on Amazon.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
And then I got her with Magneto in his X-Men 97 costume, the purple one.
Yep.
That Magneto's head sculpts are fantastic.
It's funny. I'm after watching the cartoon. I'm like, I don't need that Magneto, but he would look good with my X-Men stuff. And even if I'm not a fan of the head sculpt, which I recognize is really good, but it's there's something about it I'm not super keen on. Like, but I've got like half a dozen other Magneto heads from various other figures I could switch out. So.
And it's just, oh man, I'm the easiest person in the world to market to. Easy. As soon as he was on the TV show, I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna get him.
Well, that's gonna be mine soon.
Yeah, so I got him. But yeah, I got Scarlet Spider in, and he might be my figure of the year so far.
I'm waiting on that one to come in. I kind of forgot I pre-ordered him. I think I got him through the book. So
he's fucking perfect.
Yeah,
perfect. Do you have the Renew Your Vows Spidey, or do you have the Retro Spidey?
I have them both.
Okay, I personally, this is a hot take. Nothing, even with the pins, the red pins. Nothing beats that original retro Spidey for me. Nothing. I love the color on it. I love the head sculpt. It's perfect, like Gil Kane, John Romita.
Mhm.
I just like the proportions better. I like the logo. I don't know. I just like everything on it so much better.
I find that I like the color better on the retro.
Yeah, me too.
But I like the
classic.
head better on Renew Your Vows. I like the Mark Bagley style massive
It
eyes.
looks like the bigger eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that and the toe articulation means more for me than the lack of pins is cool. Don't get me wrong. Like a Spider-Man with no pins is fantastic.
Right.
But ultimately, it's the lack of, or the toe articulation that I'm more fond of.
Something so nostalgic about that retro Spidey.
Agreed.
Because, like,
it's
when I got it,
it
was the packaging, but it was next level. It was like game changer. It was like, I didn't put that thing down, and that was early pandemic. So it was like one of the first big things I got, that wave. And I got everyone except the Green Goblin for some weird reason. I got every single one in that wave but the Green Goblin, and I don't know why. And then he turned out to be the most expensive besides.
It's funny. I picked him up without even thinking. Oh, I'll get Spider-Man. Oh, hey, with Green Goblins here, I'll grab that too.
Yeah, I slept on it, and I should have got it for the Norman Osborn head alone because I love the Osborn head. But I got the cartoon Green Goblin, and I love that too. So I'm fine with it. You know what I mean?
Agreed.
But the retro Spidey OG is my top Marvel Legend, up there with the original Walgreens white Moon Knight with a custom cape. Those are my two top Marvel Legends of all time. Still, they can't be beat. With Moon Knight with a custom cape, he's perfect. He's better than Rebel Tech. He's better than Mezco. I've had the Mezco. I loved it, but just everything about that Moon Knight is just so perfect. The all white one with the black mask, not the redo with it had like the armored plating or whatever. I just don't dig that figure.
There's a lot of people that love that figure, but I don't like it. It's a solid figure. Don't get me wrong. Like I enjoy the look of it. It's just not one that I ever feel the need to rush out and pick up and right. So
yeah, exactly. So there's that. But I forget where we were going with this. We just kind of truly went off.
I even had a story to tell you, but then we just started talking toys. Tell me. No, it's fine. It's fine. Side note, before I get into that, I picked up on the weekend the Toy Biz first appearance Sabretooth.
Okay.
The 5-inch figure.
Yeah.
The brown costume Wolverine, also Toy Biz. Like these are all loose and.
I was gonna say you're on a Wolverine Sabretooth pick.
Yeah, like I need to clean them up. And then I also found the Biker Mice from Mars Vinny figure. No accessories, and he's clearly been well loved. But I'm like, this is absolutely fantastic. And he's standing right next to my New Adventures He-Man because I have nowhere else to put him.
I know. You see the new Biker Mice from the cell?
That's why I picked this one up. Cause I'm like, if I don't find something and end up spending that much money on the 3 Biker Mice, because if you're going to do it, you may as well get the bikes as well.
You have to get the bike.
I'm like, I can't.
And I keep telling myself I can just get Moto and the bike. I could just get Moto and the bike. And that might be the route I go.
Yeah, you're lying to yourself already.
Nah. Well, I'm not. Tangent. Also, I made a very big purchase this week. And it's the last one I'm going to do for a while for Mezco, because the Mezco turtles are astronomical. They're so hard to find.
Yeah.
They're so expensive. They're over $1,000 on most of the places. Jeez. From 400 to they're over 1,000. Put it this way, they sell for about $350 a piece.
Yeah.
And people are also piecemealing them to the point where you're only getting them for like hands and heads and stuff, and still making like $300-400 off each turtle. Well, I found a guy who completely sold it to me. I was in like the middle of the night. I found it, and he was willing to hold it for like 4 days. I got on eBay. I got the Mezco Leonardo with ship $209 with shipping.
How did you get that to hold it for 4 days?
Because he knew I wanted it so bad.
Fair.
And I was seriously. I'm like, dude. I even told him on eBay. I messaged him. I'm like, let me send you $50 right now. It's good faith. Just to hold it. I really want this. And he's like, oh, no, dude. He's like, no, if you don't, I'll just relist it on Friday. dude, I reached out to him on Wednesday. I reached out to him on Thursday. He's like, yeah, you really want this figure? I was like, yep. And I reached out to him yesterday morning at like 5 a.m. And I was like, oh, I got it. I'm ready to go. And he's like, all right, just send it. And he sent it out today. So
Nice.
it's full. It comes with the stand, all the hands, all the heads, all the weapons, the cloak, everything. I've subscribed that is the only one I'm going to get because unfortunately I can't afford to do that 3 more times. And I don't know when I'll be able to. So it's like, I just need to be like, all right, as a representation.
Leonardo, you can't go wrong with Leonardo.
No, not that version of Leonardo. He's basically a Mirage mixed with Mezco, and he's really cool. So I'm all on it.
I have the I don't even know what they are.
The NECA?
No, BST AXN, Best Action, I guess.
Oh yeah.
I have those 4 as my turtles. And
which ones? The newer ones, the IDW?
I'll send you a picture. That's gonna be the best way. Like I think they're the yeah, I don't know. I'll send you a picture. That would be the easiest way to do it.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
And
because I have the IDW ones with Raph and the motorcycle and the shredder.
Yeah, I don't think it's those. I think it's Anyway, it's
Are they red bandanas?
No, they're all got their own different color bandanas.
Okay.
I've got them on a shelf right now with this is my miscellaneous shelf. So
okay, I'll check it out when I stop driving because that wouldn't be saved. But
totally fair.
But yeah, no. So I mean, that's what I said. I said I subscribe to that, and that's fine. And then in classic FOMO, like me, that's why they call me FOMO Joe now.
Yeah.
Classic FOMO. I rebought back my Mondo Donatello from the place that I sold it for only more than half the price more than what I sold it for. Fuck, it sucks when you have to do that. It hurts so bad. But I sold my Mondo collection stupidly because I was like, I'm going to get the NECA ones. They'll be much better. No, nothing beats those Mondo turtles. And like, Donatello comes with, you know, the bracer and like all the cool stuff, and he has just the best sculpt. And I was like, I really want Donatello back. And I reached out to him, and I'm like, yo, Eric, you still have them? He's like, well, I got all 4 of them. I never sold them. And I sold these like a year and a half ago. He never sold them because they're hard to sell because they're, you know, he's got them for like $350 a piece before. And I got my Donatello back for like $175. He made me a deal. And I was like, I can't believe I'm making a deal on my own thing that I sold. But I mean, you know what? Sometimes you have to do that because I kept going on eBay and it was like $350, $375. It's just never going down.
The thing is that he's probably not going to sell it anytime soon. If he can, he paid for it, and he's getting something back for it, and then he's getting the space as well.
Well, that's what he said. The big thing was space. He's like, dude, I got to get this thing out. It's a space killer. So I was like, all right, fair enough. I said, let's do it. And he's like, do you want the other 3? I'm like, I wish. I just can't right now. But, you know, he said, well, no one buys them. If you want to do the same thing slowly, you can.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, buy my whole collection back for like double price. But Donatello, again, it's the representation. I can tell myself, all right, I've got one that will hold me. So with Leonardo for the Mezco, I know there's the Casey Jones going up for pre-order soon. I can accept I missed the boat on the 4-pack turtles, but at least I'll have Leo, and then I can jump on Casey, I can jump on April, I can jump on Shredder when they inevitably come out. And maybe by then, I'll either slowly accumulate the rest of them, or, you know, they might re-release it in like all red bandanas or something. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, you never. Yeah, well, that's just it. Like, you never know what's coming up.
So I'm just like, I'm like, okay, I can accept this right now. I'm super happy. It wasn't like I just got Mikey, like, because I mean that would have made me bummed. I at least got one of my top 2 turtles, so I'm like, all right, Leonardo, and Leonardo's the coolest looking out of the Mezco set. So it's just like, okay, and he comes with a fucking cloak. Yeah, sign me up.
Like Leonardo with a cloak just works so well.
No, he does. He really, really, truly does. So yeah, that's the tangent, and then I apologize. Let's go into your story because
the amount of times that we say, oh, we've got something to talk about, and then don't, or we don't get around to it. So believe me, I am in no way, shape, or form. So on the last episode of the show, we got a comment from we got a comment, right? Which doesn't always happen.
No.
So I got the email, like, oh, cool, comment. And I went to read it. I'm like, holy shit. So I know Maverick is one of my favorite comic book characters.
Of all time, yes.
Right, of all time. And I've spoken to you about the 12-issue Maverick series from 98 to 99 quite a bit off camera, right?
Yeah.
So the comment was from the author of that series.
What?
Yep. Who had found an article I had written about said series years ago, which,
right.
if
probably
anyone's
underrated, right?
Underrated, yeah. So I actually re-released that article. Well, it was re-released on the 6th of April. So today, as we're talking, yesterday as this comes out, longer maybe depending on when you're listening to this. So I re-released the article just so people could read it.
Yeah.
And I was reading the comments like, man, this is like, I was riding a high on that for quite some time. I'm still riding a high on it from the
comments awesome,
when I read it. It came at the right time as well because I was behind the curtain, whatever. I've been told that I have a degenerative issue with my foot, which means I can't. Yeah, it sucks. So I've got to be. I can't run as much as I wanted to. So I've got to find out new ways for that. So, needless to say, my mental health has taken a bit of a beating the last especially the last couple of weeks, but the last month or so, it's been struggling down. So I spoke to my doctor, and I'm going back on some antidepressants to kind of help me get back into where I want to be. So with that, I actually picked them up yesterday.
Okay.
I took the first one today, so I'm not expecting any kind of
takes a while.
Yeah, I'm not expecting any kind of change, but the that message was definitely the dopamine hit that I needed that day. And then this morning, I found an exercise bike at a free gym. So using that instead of running, it's not the same, but it definitely helps you get a bit the activity that I was missing. So needless to say, reading the comment that he left, the link to the blog post that he also left about his time writing the comic.
Yeah.
I got a lot of cool insight that I never had before, so I was super happy for that.
What about getting him on the show?
Do you know what? I was thinking that. So I haven't reached out yet, but I definitely thought it's something that we might want to try and do. So
now I don't recall the author of the miniseries. I apologize. Not Fabian Nicenza.
Jorge Gonzalez. I wouldn't expect you to because it's one of those things that it means a lot to me, and I don't know by extension that like turtles mean a lot to you, and by extension, So I wouldn't expect you to know the name of that because it hasn't come up as much. So definitely something that we can and should look into.
I'm really glad you got that. I'm always amazed when you say something like, "Hey, somebody reached out and they listened to us." I'm like, I mean, it's not us just having a weekly conversation between two mates.
I mean, and that's just it. Like for us, that's what it is most of the time.
It is. And God bless you guys if it works for you, but this is like we have bonded a true blue, like probably lifetime friendship over this.
100%.
I adore Alex. Alex is one of my best friends, even though I don't get to see him often at all. But we did get to meet last week.
Never met once.
We met once, but it was great. And the thing is, if you guys enjoy two guys doing this, this is the way it was always meant to be. We weren't trying to be flashy or super polished. We were always supposed to just have it sound like two guys got on the phone having a conversation.
Yeah.
And you guys just happen to tap in.
And I think that's why it doesn't take me long to put these together, really. Like when ironically, and I think I've said this before, the ones that take the longest are the ones where you're not on it. When I'm doing it by myself, it takes the longest to do, even though I'm like, oh, I can talk about this and this and this and this, and then you tell a story and like, well, that was 4 minutes. I can't release a 4-minute episode. I've got to at least get it to five.
I give you credit when you do those solo ones because I would just ramble and not know when to stop. I listened to one of yours.
I don't know how I do it, and I'm better now than I was.
Yeah.
And I think
I listened to your latest one.
Yeah, I think I even said on the latest one, I joined a group called Toastmasters, which is to help with like public speaking and shit.
Public speaking, yeah.
And ironically, I did it through work, and I did it solely for the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas a lot of people at work will do it to make their presentation skills. But no. I did it just so that on the off chance I have to do this again alone, then I'm able to carry a one-sided conversation that much better. And it made me laugh so much when I realized that's what I had done. Because I joined it and didn't know that's what I was doing at the time. So it wasn't until after I did the episode I'm like, oh shit, this is exactly why I did this. Huh.
Yeah. That's why I took that extra course.
Right? Like I'm not going to argue. I'll take what I can out of it. But as you were saying, going back to the point we were making, like this is genuinely, we would talk about this if we were recording or not. So the times where we actually have a guest on and they fall into the flow like this.
Matthew's perfect. He's our guest.
Right? Like that's just like
jam.
When Matthew came on the first time and we spent the entire episode talking about not his book, and we said
Matthew's been so meshed well with us from the get-go. The very first episode felt like we've had him on like 20 times.
I don't know. Like
Marcus Sand was really great too.
Absolutely.
Marcus Sand. I miss actually talking to Marcus Sand and Jason. Actually,
yeah,
it's been a long time.
I think it's been
Matthew is Jim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we actually have a guest coming up too, don't we? In a couple of weeks.
Told me, I forgot.
No, it was Frank Martin who we had.
He had to push it.
Yeah, well, he'd asked if April 20th would work, and he'd reached out to us, and we had just completely dropped the ball on it. Or no, I had completely dropped the ball on it until he reached out to you and like, hey, and I'm like, fuck.
I know. I'm like, who's this?
Yeah, so it's honestly, it's because I forget to check the show email. So the best way to get a hold of us right now, I actually made sure Twitter notifications are back on for me, or Twix, whatever.
Yeah, you know what? We've said this for years. I'd like to do this a little bit more. Matter of fact, is there any way we can open up an Instagram?
I don't know. Probably.
I'll open us an Instagram. I think we need Instagram.
I can look in. I'll look into it, because if we do it based on our show email, that'll make. Yeah, that'll make me check it more. So I think I don't know what the password is to that email anymore. I just still have it.
I don't either. Not a clue.
Anyway, we'll figure something out, because even if nothing else, we just start throwing out if action figure shots and stuff like that. It's easy to do. So
Brady, I'll be right back. Okay, you're gonna have to just chill. Hold on.
I didn't even know Brady was in the car with you.
Because he's good in the car. He's amazing in the car.
Oh, fair enough.
Sucks in the house.
Yeah.
Sucks out loud in the house. Brady, I'll be right back. Okay.
Do you know what I found the other day? And I found a Kong for cats, and I almost got it for you. And I thought, no, because if I get it and send it to you, Brady would eat that shit. And
what is it?
A Kong. Like instead of a.
He's destroyed his. It took him 2 years, but he finally broke it open.
Oh, see, I was gonna get it as one for Roscoe, and I was gonna send you one for Roscoe. And I was like, if I
fuck
do
that, Brady would take it.
Yeah, it's like Brady would take it and just eat the entire thing. It's like I can't do that. That's
Roscoe would kill him. Like they fought with me the other day. Roscoe straight up attacked me the other day around the corner. But that other cat, oh my God, the cat upstairs that I sent you and Matthew.
Is that so? That's not your cat then?
That's not Roscoe. That's Zoe upstairs, and she's another orange cat. But those cats are just like demons, man. I come in the house, I'm like, "Hi, Zoe," and she's.
She is not I wonder if she can smell Roscoe or Brady off you, and she's not.
I don't know. She doesn't know. She's. At all.
I was gonna say like that is a cat that is either afraid of you or just doesn't like you.
Yeah,
for what? And cats just like they either take to you or they don't, right?
Cats are bitches. I'm sorry. This is why I'm a dog person. I'm so sorry for anyone who's a cat person out there, but
I am 100% a cat person, and ridiculous. I have 3 cats with maybe two brains between the 3 of them.
Yeah.
Walter got stuck on the top of a door the other day and couldn't get down.
Oh, yeah, you showed me that was amazing.
Right? He's up there, and I'm like, "Are you stuck?" And his little cry comes out. Oh, Jesus.
We are taking a tour into Target right now for Holothon.
I realize that we are actually still recording, so this will be fun.
That's okay. No. So what I wanted to talk about is it's been out for 2 weeks now, and I feel like we can talk.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, please go see Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
I forget that's out. So it is good. You've told me numerous times it's pretty good.
So good. It's literally the spirit of the '84 movie.
Is it? I see. I found even the sequel was really good for that as well.
What, Afterlife?
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I loved Afterlife. Afterlife was great. But Afterlife was a reboot. Afterlife was
100%.
Let's put them in a new scenario in the
Yeah.
Midwest. This is, they live in New York. They're back in the firehouse. They're causing property damage. It's the same thing, but it's a bigger villain. It's the entire Ghostbusters clan that's still alive in the whole movie. It's not, they're not peppered in as cameos. They're in the whole movie.
This is Ghostbusters 3 that we never got. It's almost like they did Afterlife to reintroduce us to characters.
Yeah, because originally in the 90s, like 96, 97, Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd tried to do Ghostbusters 3 with Harold Ramis writing it, and they were going to do Venkman as a ghost that they could see but would still help them from time to time.
Right.
It was going to be about their loss with Peter Venkman, and it never got made. They've tried to do like 10 Ghostbusters sequels before Afterlife, but they never got greenlit. They never got made because for whatever stupid people didn't want Ghostbusters.
People are dumb.
But now, oh my God, this is it's a reinvigoration of the franchise, but it's the franchise. It still never ended. So I feel like this they could go like 3 more movies with this, 4 more movies with this.
So I still haven't seen the all-female cast Ghostbusters. I
don't
have
need to see that. Doesn't count.
Like, I have nothing against it in principle. But
I do. It's terrible.
I think that when it comes down to that movie, its place in the Ghostbusters pantheon is that it showed people that, hey, there is still a thirst for Ghostbusters, but it's got to be done right. And I don't think that having it rebooted the way it was and have the movie remade was the way to go. I think if you'd have done that movie as a sequel, so you have the original cast in it as the original characters, it probably would have been received better.
I will just say this: I'm not going to be as nice as you, and and not going to be as PC. It's not that it's a woman cast; it's that it had nothing. They looked at the source material and was like, "Oh, we're big fans of it." No, you're not.
Yeah,
it was a complete bastardization of the whole.
That is an issue, no matter what you do. If you're not,
it's a complete bastardization,
right? Like it's the same. And again, like it's one of those things where you're not shitting on it because of one thing.
I actually liked the cast. I was excited.
Well, that's just it. I thought the casting was inspired,
and I thought it was funny that they had Chris Hemsworth in Janine's role, and I was like, all right, that's a cool twist.
That actually made me want to see it more.
The movie was garbage. It was
then
so
hearing
bad.
your reviews, like, I'll wait till it comes from streaming, and I've just never gotten to it.
I couldn't believe how terrible it was. I was like, it also had Ozzy Osbourne in it, and I'm a diehard Ozzy Osbourne fan, and I was just like, yeah, I can't do anything for you. This is wretched, like wretched. Like, how could it be this bad? But it was truly that bad. Oh shit, damn it! This is what happens when you're going away Target and expect to see nothing.
You found stuff. Found
Tombstone. And I found, oh, fuck, they never have retro cards. And I told myself, I'm not going to get anything. Damn, they have the last Stand Spider-Man, too. I've always liked this suit from JMS.
How's the articulation on that one in person?
The articulation looks awful. That's why I'm passing
on it. It doesn't look like it's the best.
Shit, they got Scarlet and Duke. Damn it.
This is like a real-time window into your mind. Is weird.
It is. I might get Scarlet because Scarlet's really needed for the collection.
Oh yeah.
But I also have her coming from Amazon too, and it's like, no, because I know if I pick them up right now, I'll hit Walmart and then I'll find what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you pick it up, if you've already got it coming from Amazon, I wouldn't even worry about.
Yeah, I'm not, and it's not like they're selling out. So
yeah.
Not worry. Oh, here we go, NECA Haulathon, but they probably got nothing turtles. It's nope, they do. Son of a bitch.
Oh.
Okay, well, I gotta grab the foot soldier.
Which Target are you at?
Oh shit, I got Baxter Stockman. Okay, I'm at the one near me.
How nice.
Yep. Well, I got Baxter Stockman. Gotta grab him.
Yeah.
Damn, I've always wanted Baxter Stockman. Hold on one sec. I'll take a picture of this for you.
Oh, please do. while you're doing that, I thought we'd been speaking for the better part of like an hour and change. Like I thought we were hitting the well past the hour.
Okay, so you want to wrap soon?
Oh no. I'm just making a comment that I would think, oh, we've been talking like for almost an hour because I feel like we've gone through so many
Yeah,
things
we flew through
with
this.
minimal
like,
tangents. But we haven't
Right.
even hit 35 minutes yet. Once
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I thought it was like an hour and 10 minutes.
No, well, that's what I mean. Like we haven't even hit 35 minutes once I cut out the gravel patch in the road.
That's crazy.
It's insane.
Well,
so like think of like genuinely think about what we've spoken about. We've gone through Marvel
yeah, it was
Legends,
a variety of topics.
right?
Yep.
We've gone through Marvel Legends semi-review.
Yep.
We alluded to WrestleMania weekend, which we promised last week we wouldn't talk about, and we broke that almost immediately.
Yep.
Maverick, we touched on mental health.
Yep.
Which again, folks, if you're struggling, there's no shame in reaching out for help,
at all.
right? None at all. And it doesn't have to be a professional. If you need someone to talk to, I will listen to you once I finally see your email. May not be the most reliable source. Right, we've gone to a Target toy haul, and we're still at about 30, like less than 3/4 of an hour, which is an insane
that's crazy
amount of topics for two guys that are known to tangent to hell. And I think at least 5 to 10 minutes of this was a solid tangent about us forgetting that we're recording.
Yeah, easily. There's no question on that.
No. I just found a book next to me. It's a manga called Rooster Fighter.
Rooster Fighter?
Yeah, apparently it's the third one. I don't know why I have the third volume of Rooster Fighter next to me.
Third volume of Rooster Fighter. That sounds great.
It's a giant fucking chicken, like a kaiju-sized chicken.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's a regular size. I don't know. I might read that later and let you know what it's a giant fucking chicken, and it's like got like clear muscles on its chest.
Okay, that's interesting. Like the chicken from Peter Griffin.
I think it's more deadly than that. It's actually speaking in some of these images. So, anyway, I might read that and report back on that next week, or I might not.
Okay, or I might not.
I might not.
Tune in next time to see what he actually
next time
does.
to see what we forget to talk about, because really that's how it goes.
It's literally how it goes, and honestly.
Like, do you remember, when was the last time we actually planned something? We said we would do something on the show before, and then actually followed through that didn't involve a guest.
Well, we tried. We tried with X-Men 97, and then we did the one thing, and then I'm on like season. What am I on? I'm on the end of season 3 right now.
Yeah, I mean the thing is with that is once we get the schedule opened up again, I think because next week we're doing a WrestleMania review with Matthew, which will give me the week to watch WrestleMania, watch the highlights, or just read about it and then talk about it with you two and see what I think.
Exactly.
I'm not going to commit to actually watching it because I just don't know if I'll find it.
So between now and then, I lost my debit card, but I have cash on me because I'm that guy. But I'm like, where the hell? I wondered,
did it fall in the side of your car?
That's what I'm checking. I'm gonna check as soon as I get out of here. So the paperbacks are Stockman. So luckily I have enough cash on me to do that. But God, yeah,
that is not ideal.
No, because then it takes like 10 days for me to get a new one.
Yep.
So then I'm like,
not ideal.
Not ideal. And you know what else isn't ideal? These lines at Target always. Self-checkout lines look like a Taylor Swift concert. I'd much rather be at a Taylor Swift concert. We all know me.
I've seen Taylor Swift before.
What? I hate you.
Yeah, it was years ago when she was
so lucky.
On the I don't even know what tour she was on, but she was still country at the time.
Don't care. You're so lucky.
So, man. My wife made me go to like, come on, let's go. I'm like,
she did.
No, she bought the tickets and I'm like, hey, we're going. I'm like, you know what? I'm not upset about this. So,
she's a national treasure.
Yeah. So,
anyways, now we've truly talked about everything. So I will leave you on this, since it is WrestleMania, and we'll wrap up in the last 10 minutes with this. And they're not going to just talk WrestleMania, but I wanted to get your opinion. Did you watch Adam Copeland's promo?
I did. So I
liked it.
I watched it knowing a bit about the context. I still don't know what CM Punk said other than what you've told me. And I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, he absolutely was addressing that, right? Like he was absolutely addressing that
in a roundabout
negativity.
way. He was addressing that, yes.
And I think that in some ways it's needed. It's needed as a message from a top guy.
Yes.
Because realistically, Adam Copeland is the dude to say that.
He is the dude right now, yeah, for sure.
Right? Like he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. He is one of the most known wrestlers, beloved everywhere he goes.
Mm-hmm.
Right, highly respected, and he's out there saying, "I'm having a blast. There's a reason I came here, and I'm going to finish my career here, and I'm having fun." And you know, did shit happen with CM Punk and Jack Perry, and absolutely, is it a learning experience for everyone behind the scenes? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Had it happened between Jack Perry and anyone else, would the result have been the same?
Yeah.
Probably not. And I say that just because after the last year of watching what happens and reading more about CM Punk, the dude has a short fuse.
Hold on a sec.
Yeah, so as I was saying, I think that
you were saying this wouldn't be an editing nightmare.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's fine. We sometimes, folks, sometimes we have to edit a little bit more than we ordinarily would, and this is one of those days where there are some editing things that has to happen.
This is what happens when Joe sees shiny things. He's like, "Oh, shiny, nice."
Shiny. How does this work? I'm like, oh god damn it.
Yeah. So back to Adam Copeland.
Yeah, so we were saying that had the you know the CM Punk thing happen with anyone other than CM Punk, it probably wouldn't have escalated the way that it did.
But you know what? I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. I know, big surprise. I'm gonna defend Punk. Everyone's gonna be. Jack Perry is a knob.
Oh,
okay. He was goated all day. So were people backstage. There's things about he was pissing off Tony Schiavone. He was talking to the trainers real foul. He was being just a complete little arrogant dick. And I think Punk had enough of it. Yep. And supposedly Punk told Tony Khan, and he's like, "Hey, can you do something about this, please? The kid's getting out of control." And Tony Khan, we all know how Tony Khan apparently handles things. And so he was like, "All right, you know what? If you're not going to, fine." And he just lost his shit and said, "Fuck it, done."
Yeah.
And hit him. But he didn't hit him. Oh, here's my card. Thank you, Alex. You were so smart.
Yeah,
it's right on the side.
Yeah, I've done that so many times before when you lose it.
But Punk didn't. He was like, no fucks given. He's like, "Listen, I didn't punch him in the face. I choked him out a little." And I was like, well, it's still bad, but at the same time,
that's still not great.
Did he choke him, like throttle him? Probably not. He probably threw him in like a headlock style choke.
Yeah.
Which is wrestling. And listen, that's basically restraining if you work in like a group home.
Yeah.
So I stand by what Punk did on that. But what I don't understand is Tony Khan's "I fear for my life" thing with the monitors and whatever. That got addressed. And basically what happened was Tony Khan backed into the monitors and they fell. And like he just became a drama queen. But Punk literally said what he said after the match with Joe. He said, "I quit. This place is full of children. You're a fucking joke. This company's a joke. I'm out."
Punk's whole thing was he was so excited to get a new lease on life with wrestling that he was excited. He was starry-eyed going into AEW, and I would be too, because look how it was presented.
Yeah.
On screen, listen, I maintain this. I told my buddy this the other day. No one can tell me that for the first couple of years, AEW wasn't the best. It was so good in 2019 to 2021.
Yep.
I watched it over WWE almost all the time, with the exception of a pay-per-view or a SmackDown with Roman. I watched it because that was the inception of the Tribal Chief. It was just like starting, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it was so much better. But then it evolved into this love fest of Tony Khan, like, "Hey, I'm going to put on the dream match this week. I'm going to put on a dream match this week. I have a big announcement this week. Dude, your announcements are so small if you keep announcing them. Like, Sasha Banks or Mercedes would have worked so much better if you said nothing. Like, just have people show up like good old wrestling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like WWE is. Dude, they had The Rock show up on a random Monday Night Raw that he wasn't advertised, and no one thought he was going to be there whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And last week when he showed up and whipped Cody Rhodes, that week he whipped Cody Rhodes with the blood. No one expected him to be there because he was advertised for the following week. That's what the Attitude Era did all the time. They kept you on your toes.
The surprise of not knowing what's next is what I think a lot of things are missing. And I think a lot of that, I don't always think that's necessarily AEW's fault that they're announcing it, because I think ultimately when it comes down to it, so many of us are far too smart about the product on screen.
Yes.
Right? Like so many, like how many times have we, like even with Matthew, like
we've guessed a lot. Yes.
Right? How many times have we been like, oh, I think this is going to happen. And I've called Damian Priest cashing in on Cody Rhodes, and Matthews did, oh no, he's going to do it on Drew McIntyre. Right. That's the kind of thing that you wish was a surprise when it happens. Like, I really hope I'm wrong and it doesn't happen. Like, I can see this being a thing. Like, I don't.
I really hope you're right, because if Cody Rhodes wins the belt tomorrow night and holds it for 1 minute like Dusty did because Damian cashes in, I'll lose my marbles.
It would be hilarious, but I don't. But I'm like, I don't think it would fit in the general scheme of how that show's going to run. So again, it goes back to the knowing too much about how the show works, time,
but, that like,
kind of thing. But
usually, an appearance gets ruined. Like when Punk was at Survivor Series, it was all but telegraphed. People saw him at the gym. They saw him at Mindy's Bakery or whatever that day.
Do you know what's even funnier about that?
Yeah.
You called the day after Wembley. You're like, hey, Survivor Series is in Chicago. I bet CM Punk's showing up. Like,
I told you.
Like, he's going to show up. And they're like, there's no way he's going to show up.
Everyone was like, it's hell freezing over. And what's the name of the shirt? Hell froze over.
Hell
His
froze
shirt
over.
Was Hell froze over.
Yep.
Dude, I called it because I knew Triple H. From what I've seen, I think Triple H is the perfect guy to right this ship. I think he's the best front man for the WWE for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
McMahon would have grit his teeth and let it pass by. He wouldn't have signed CM Punk. He would have said, nah, fuck that. I'm not going to let Phil do this, this, and this. He would have just doubled down on what you don't want. But Triple H understands business. And I'll be honest, at first I'm like, maybe Punk's putting on a schmooze fest. Like, he's being a little too nice as a company guy. I honestly think he's just genuinely like, wow, this is my last chance. I can't believe how much I miss this place. And under this management, I can thrive. Triple H isn't the same narcissistic prick he was when he was still a talent. And Punk isn't the same overzealous person either.
Yeah, like I think Triple H, he doesn't have to. He's not looking
to protect his spot anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. He doesn't have to, like, I need to be number one. I've got to protect my spot. I've got to.
Yeah, because let's face it, he buried people with shovels. I love Triple H as much as anyone does. He's on my top 5.
Yeah.
But he held a lot of talent down. He tried explicitly to hold John Cena down, and he just couldn't do it. It didn't work. You know, he tried. They said, yeah, no, this guy's really good, unfortunately. So Punk and him butt heads, and they didn't like each other. They hate each other. But he gives Triple H credit now, as they all do. If you watch Heyman's speech last night, which was brilliant, by the way, his Hall of Fame speech.
I caught a clip of it, I think, that you shared, yeah.
I do not know how the censors weren't ready for him. Because he dropped like 4 F-bombs, you know, and right in front of Triple H. Like he just said, Triple H, I will always be a Paul Levesque guy. He is the greatest guy. Like, he really kissed Triple H's ass with Steph there, which I, like, floated on a cloud because I've missed Steph so much. But she was there in an ECW hat, her leather ECW cap that she wore during the Alliance. And, like, as soon as he handed, Triple H, like, held his hand and shook his hand or, like, kissed his hand or something. It was something like that. Like, they showed a lot of respect. And then he dropped, like, 4 F-bombs in a row right in front of Triple H. And, you know, Triple H is like, God damn it.
I think that even CM Punk testing the waters the week before and Drew saying, PG, brother. Right? Like,
that was great.
I think they're moving toward a more not adult, but they're moving toward a less PG product, especially with Netflix of course, transition coming up.
So I heard on a podcast the other day with Triple H. He said it the best. They said, "What do you feel about the blood and the swearing?" He goes, "Listen, they're great tools to have.
Yeah.
They're great storytelling elements. But if you do them every week, they lose their shine. They lose their potency." He's like, "But if you do it here and there just right, they can make for some magnificent storytelling elements." And I agree with that 100%.
He's not wrong. Like, how many people, like, Moxley hasn't bled in quite a while, but because he bled every 3 minutes, like, it's a meme at this point that, John Moxley just has to look at the ring and he starts to bleed. So
it was so great when MJF was like, "What, you think I'm mad about not going on last? Why? So I can roll around in John Moxley's blood? Nah, pass. I'm the champ. I'll pass."
Yeah,
right.
That
was great.
And I mean, the thing is that if you took his matches, if his matches weren't as frequent as they were, and he was bleeding every 3
it
or
would
4
have more impact.
Exactly, but like when it gets to the point, there, John's bleeding again.
Yep. Oh, it's a Wednesday.
Yeah.
You know what that means? John's bleeding.
Yep. Like it. Yeah. But then when Moxley, when Danielson and MJF had their Iron Man match, and I'm pretty sure at least one of them bled. Like, it made sense in the context of an hour long. Yeah, like that made complete sense in the context of an hour long thing. So
it was so good. It was so good. That's one of my top matches. That is probably the best Iron Man match I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that it ended as a tie, and then it went a few more minutes, and
they did the Brett and Shawn Michaels redo. That was great. So, but listen, I love AEW. I want it to thrive. I love the conception of it. I love talent. I adore the talent. I hate what it's become. It has become a shell of itself, and it's because we've got Tony Khan is becoming Vince McMahon, not in like the pervy sense. But he's becoming Vince McMahon in the fact that, like, he doesn't think he needs to be told Vince is another way.
Yeah,
another way. Let's approach this differently.
I think
because
I think that if he can get some good talent around him to help him book, because he can clearly book well when it comes to Ring of Honor. So I'm not sure what it is about AEW. Like, I don't know what it is there that he's struggling with.
I don't know. Too many names, probably.
Maybe. Like, I think he definitely I would be fine, and I'm a Will Ospreay fanboy. Like, I can't.
You took the words out of my mouth. Like, you've got Will freaking Ospreay. So don't tell me that you don't have the tools. I mean, I'm putting down for that pay-per-view. I have to see Danielson versus Ospreay. Unfortunately, I have to.
No, I'm 100% the same. So the point I was making is I don't need to see Will Ospreay every single week.
No.
Give me Will Ospreay, like, even if he shows up in a backstage segment, great. Like, it doesn't even have to be filmed that night. But, like, if you have a couple of backstage segments with Will Ospreay, facing off against John Moxley or something, it doesn't have to be every week. You don't have to have him in a ring every week. Like, that way you can have Malachi Black versus Adam Copeland as the main event of something.
Finally they're doing something with Malachi Black.
Right, but I think a lot of that is a case of he was a lot more injured than I think we realized for quite a while.
Probably.
And I think that's why you saw him so protected in the trios matches, because he didn't do much at all. And when he was in the ring, it was with someone that would take a lot of the bumps for him. So he didn't, someone like, Daddy Ass, right?
Oh, wow. He bumping like a madman, dude.
Right. But I guarantee, it's like Bret Hart once said, I took a leg drop from Yokozuna, and it was like a pillow landing on my chest.
Yeah.
I guarantee you that if you're in the ring with Daddy Ass and you know what you're doing, you're not going to even notice it. He just dropped you on your head. Right?
Yeah.
Like, he's that good. So I feel that with hopefully Malachi Black is as close to 100% as he can be. And
I've been a very big Malachi Black fan for a very long time.
So to the point you asked, what did I think of Adam Copeland's promo?
25 minutes later.
This is the first major tangent we had. I think it needed to be said. And I think the key takeaway that people should have is that
stop the tribalism.
Yeah. more wrestling promotions on TV is not a bad thing. Like, I want TNA to thrive. I want WWE to thrive. I want AEW to thrive.
All of them.
Right, like, I want the NWA, NJPW, all of these things to do really
I'd
well.
welcome a new promotion.
Exactly.
I mean, there's so much talent, and
that's
such
just
a thirst for wrestling right now.
That's just it. Like, I want, like, the fact that Will Ospreay had the choice to go to TNA, WWE, or AEW, and he went to AEW because the workload is lighter and he gets paid more. Fine,
yeah,
I'd do the same thing.
I would too. No one's gonna lie and say they wouldn't. If Roman Reigns got offered tomorrow $20 million a year versus $5 million a year, he'd go to AEW too.
He's going to AEW. He's like, hey, you can work the same, and you don't have to travel as much, but we'll pay you this much. Do you think he's going to stay?
Yeah.
Like, they could roll him out for like 4 matches a year.
Right. And there's something, I watched his documentary on A&E the other day, and as much as people go, oh, the champ isn't around, you know what? I think we still forget that this man has active. He is still battling leukemia.
Yeah.
He has been since he was like 13 years old. And I watched the documentary. He takes oral leukemia medication all the time. I've noticed he's gotten grayer. I've noticed he's gotten a little leaner.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly think the dude deserves a fucking rest. I'm just selfishly not ready for the ride to end because it's been so amazing.
Agreed. I understand.
But you've got to end it before
at some point. Yeah, and I think what a lot of people have issue with is that he, Roman's never there. He doesn't need a rest, but he does. Like I've been one to say, how, it's, I've commented on his schedule too before, and you're right. I sometimes forget that he's going through what he's going through. Ultimately, at the end of the day, the dude needs time to really. You're on gravel again, aren't you?
Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm almost done. No, Joe Anoa'i needs to get some rest. Roman Reigns and you, but Joe Anoa'i has given so much. They shoved him down your throats for 8+ years, and couldn't get this man over because it wasn't organic. Like, watching his documentary when he was like, he almost quit multiple times because it wasn't him. He hated creative. He's like, this isn't me. Why am I saying this shit? And then Paul Heyman, I mean, the candid footage of Paul Heyman back when Brock Lesnar broke the streak, talking to Roman backstage was great. When he's like, Joe, you don't need anything but you. You are the guy. You got it. Anytime that you need me, you let me know, and I will happily help you. And they have such a love for each other. It's a true bond. Like, it goes beyond. I forget that this guy, Paul Heyman's been in his family for 40 years. I keep forgetting this. Like, the Samoans are so prevalent in wrestling because they just, like, Rikishi was 3 characters. He was, he was the Sultan. I completely forgot all about that. Like, Rock told that on Jimmy Fallon. He's like, that was my dad's proudest moment in his career, helping me fight the Sultan, who, oh, by the way, is our cousin as well. And I'm like, Jesus, they're like...
because he was a head shrinker too, wasn't he, Rikishi?
Yeah, they're like a flock of them. So it's just cool. But, like, watching that documentary really gave me so much perspective. And the acknowledge me catchphrase, how that came about, was great. They were just all backstage and catering or whatever. And he's just like, I've done a lot in this run. It's just time somebody acknowledges it while I'm here. And Paul Heyman goes, that's it. He goes, what? He goes, that's it. Go out tonight, say, acknowledge me. And look what it's turned into.
Yeah.
And Roman Reigns, I used to beat the shit out of Roman Reigns. I was the biggest Roman Reigns hater in the world. I will admit it. Mm-hmm. When I got the suffering succotash Roman Reigns, I could not stand that guy. I always thought he was either a silent bruiser who would have been great after the Shield, but when they started trying to make Roman Reigns John Cena 2.0 as a good guy, it was brutal. It was brutal, and he couldn't hold the mic. He couldn't talk on the mic to save his life. because he was so nervous all the time, and it seemed like he was just trying to portray something he wasn't. When he got up there and was just like got to be a bitter, cocky dick, it became magic. When he was just like, you know what? I've been the face of this place for 10 years, and no one acknowledges me. Why? And when he started taking that attitude, I was like, shit, this is Roman. This is what we need.
This is, and I think that goes to show no matter what industry you're in, what character you're playing, if you can't connect with it, you're gonna struggle to come across as authentically that
vapid
person. Yeah, exactly. Like it doesn't matter who it is. If it's Hugh Jackman and Wolverine, and he's like, I say, I look great for it, but I can't. There's something missing, and I can't get it. Well, the audience knows. And it's like you said, I'm not saying Hugh Jackman couldn't get it. That's just the first thing that came to my mind. Based on
I love Wolverine. So
but like if you've got Joe and No Eyes, like I just can't connect to this version of Roman Reigns, and then it's when he's bitching like, "Hey, turn heel, go out and say this," and all of a sudden it's like, "Yep, this is working."
I think this proves without a shadow of a doubt, because it was the one thing WWE was afraid of once John Cena became a good guy in 2005. They never even slightly turned him heel. It was the thing that they were afraid of. I think this proves without a shadow of a doubt that John Cena heel turn would have been fucking massive had they done it the same route as Roman Reigns, but they went with Roman instead, and it made Roman this guy.
Yeah.
What this heel turn will lead to is exactly what Matthew said. They will unwittingly do what Vince McMahon couldn't do for 10 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
When he loses the belt, he will become the biggest face since Hulk Hogan.
When he loses the belt and comes back after his well-deserved 9-month vacation, like, and I don't mean the whole Roman doesn't wrestle anyway vacation. It's no,
like a true vacation,
like a true. I don't have to think about this place for 6 months. I can go eat whatever the fuck I want. I don't have to stay in shape as much. I can just relax. Like once he gets that and comes back, probably with more tattoos, and he's back, they all do it, right? All do it. If you ever like, there's very few wrestlers that will get a tattoo while they're actively wrestling.
Yeah.
It's usually when they're injured, they come back and it's like this.
Well, Darby Allin, he'll get like a new one on like Thursday,
and then and then wrestlers on Saturday. I mean, I'm pretty sure Hook's are the
okay.
I think Hook's tattoos look awful.
Terrible.
Yeah, I think his tattoos are awful, but the aesthetic works for his character at the moment. What's going to happen down the road, I don't know. But yeah, like once he comes back, it's going to have the biggest pop, especially if he comes in to dethrone or comes in to challenge the heel at the time. And if you can get away with having Roman Reigns not win every match, like he's coming back and like you've lost it, like that's his story, is that he's got to try and regain what he lost.
He's going to come back against The Rock. It's the only story they need to tell.
Exactly, and that's just like I'm here for that. Like you keep heel Rock around.
Yeah, and heel Rock is going to work good if you pepper him in. You can't have him every week, but you can't have him go away for 4 or 5 months either.
I think this is where Triple H is so great in the background, not being an on-screen character, that you can have member of the board, The Rock, show up and do his I'm the villain on screen. I'm the authority figure villain.
I could see this now more than I could see this a week ago. And let me know when you have to go, because I'm enjoying the conversation. Yeah. We're going into Stop 2. We're going into Walmart. I wanted to get your point because you're an AEW guy too.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was very curious that MJF broke his social media silence this week.
Oh, so I think it's fantastic, and I think he's going to sign. I'm pretty sure he's already signed with
AEW.
With AEW, I'm reasonably sure that he's still there. That said, I think this is a fantastic way to break silence as this is going on. It reignites the conversation about, wait, what's MJF going to do? It will drag more eyes to AEW. Like it's again, it goes back to what we what we were saying before, more eyes on more promotions isn't a bad thing. It means
Philly's not too far from New York.
No, it's not.
And
it's
I
not.
also thought it was curious because I from what I understood, Naomi Rosenblum does not, like, they don't speak. Like, he's with Alicia Atout now. They're engaged too, I believe. But
I had no idea. I also don't tend to follow.
But he like, I think she hates him. I mean, the word was he cheated on her with an AEW star. That's the word. He cheated on her with an AEW star. My thinking is he either cheated on her with an AEW star or he cheated on her with Liv Morgan. But I wouldn't be surprised if he cheated on her with Chris Stratlander, to be honest, because they were very, very tight.
Yeah.
But the thing is, MJF coming back, if you're going to have The Rock and Roman off the table for, like, the immediate time frame, where Rock will be back at SummerSlam, because, you know, that's The Rock.
Yep.
I can't think of anyone better than MJF to fucking shelter that load, because could you imagine him helping Cody win and then turning on Cody immediately after?
It would be fantastic. Like, again, like I said to you and Matthew, if that happens, it would 100% get me watching WWE regularly.
And I think it could happen. I think so. Someone said this to me best today. My buddy Billy, who I'm going over his house tonight to watch night one. He said, in order for Roman Reigns to end this tonight, if they do take the title off of Roman, they've got to Avengers Endgame it.
Yeah.
Where everyone comes out of the woodwork like that.
Do you know how much I would love to have Dustin Rhodes show up?
I think he'll be there tonight.
See, the thing is that I think
Keith Lee was at the Hall of Fame last night.
Yep. Tony Khan has never been one to say, "Hey, Buddy Matthews, you can't be seen at this event for Rhea Ripley."
Right. He's good like that.
He's good like that. So I can see, hey, this is a massive event. Like, it's if you have Dustin Rhodes show up, not as Goldust, but as the natural
just as
Dustin Rhodes. Like, if you have him show up, like, it would be absolutely fantastic to have him running in, especially if they say, "Hey, that's AEW star Dustin Rhodes."
Yeah.
Whether they will or not, I don't know, but it's a way to say, "Hey, this is how we show that we're on good terms."
I think Cody's going to come out to Dusty's music tonight, like Matthew said, or whoever said, you or Matthew said it. I think Cody's going to come out to Dusty's music.
I think he's coming out to Dusty's music tomorrow.
Tomorrow night. That's what I meant. No, tonight he'll come out to Kingdom with Seth. But tomorrow night, when it's one-on-one, I think he's going to totally come out to...
When it's one-on-one and he's entirely by himself, he's coming out to Dusty's. Yeah.
And that'll be incredible. That'll be a tearjerker moment, too. Like, I mean... You know?
Yeah, like, trying to stay spoiler-free on this one is going to be so difficult.
Well, I haven't gone on anything at all.
No, like, I mean, like, if I don't watch it live, and I probably won't, it's going to be tough. But anyway, I mean, it's going to be what it's going to be. Like, you don't watch wrestling realistically. You don't watch the matches to be surprised by the outcome.
No.
So many of them are like, "Oh, we can call that. I'm surprised by that." But you still watch it for the journey and the story being told.
I will say this, though. Since Triple H has taken over, we are in an era where things are a hell of a lot harder to call. I haven't had so many twists and turns on me that I haven't been able to see coming in years, which is a welcome situation. Like, you want to be genuinely surprised by this shit. You don't watch it because you're like, "Oh, okay, here comes kick stunner. Okay, and boom, done." Like, you want to be able to, like, "Oh my god, that's awesome."
Yeah, I will end on this because we're hitting an hour and 15 now, so we're going to
let's go
overstaying. What I would love to see is that, and this is something that you've inadvertently pointed out, is that Cody Rhodes will beat Roman Reigns with 3 crossroads. At that point, is it really a finisher or is it just a signature move?
Yeah, it's a signature move. Like, right? I mean, he uses disaster kick and he uses the Cody cutter like no tomorrow. I think he should take 4 crossroads to beat Roman.
And that's my point, is that why, if it's going to be a finisher, should it not, like, I've always thought it should be more like the one-winged angel where he doesn't bust out all the time, but once he does, it's done.
It's over. You can call the match, right?
Yeah.
I know. But I mean, it's cinema. It's cinema, baby.
Agreed. And I think that's the difference between the one-winged angel and the crossroads, is it's well known the crossroads probably won't finish anyone a single time. So you've got to do multiple times.
You have to hit it at least twice usually now. I've noticed that. I mean, unless you're a jobber, you don't get finished with one crossroads.
Yeah. Which, again, like, I think MJF defending his title with a headlock takeover.
Oh, man.
Cinema. Anyway, folks,
Yeah.
we went everywhere today. Joe literally went everywhere.
Thank you for the journey. I'm in Walmart right now walking around.
Well, I
no
hope
toys on this one.
I was gonna say I hope you find what you're looking for, but apparently not. So,
Food.
you know where to find us. Next week we'll be joined by Matthew again for WrestleMania recap.
Jam session, baby.
Yeah,
back again.
And I think the week after we will reconfirm, but we should be having Frank Martin on to talk about his stuff.
That'd be great.
And
we need to work on getting the gentleman who authored that miniseries too. I would like to do that.
I mean, I would not argue with that. So we'll see what happens. We'll go from there. You know where to find some of that stuff. God, I hate how long it takes me to finally stop recording.
So awkward at the end. Like I didn't want to take.
Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.